Hi everyone, just gonna play some more Blitz on the ICC 5-minute auto pairings. Good form now, I'm only 18 points of 1600, which I heard that King's Crusher said that anyone lower than 1600 isn't worth listening to. Right, we're starting now. So if I get over 600 then I'm worth listening to. Got a 1380 as white, but in fact every game's been like 1600 or 1700 tonight, but I've got 1380 now. So it's the tables have turned. So if I lose, I'll crucify this amazing rating. I'm always playing normal stuff. I was thinking of some gambit there, but oh, it's Chebarenko or Slav, so we play c5 and get the b6 square. And I'll play bishop f4 to stop an e5 break, and that's about all I know about it. But now we also try and take advantage of b6. Let's have a sip of iron brew. Oh, big day tomorrow at 4 NCL. Early start as well, so I might have to go off soon. Or a lot of travelling to be done, staying overnight. Now what? E3? Where this bishop will get trapped though, because I'm not used to lines where you play bishop f4, that's the problem. My opening knowledge of white is really weak. All my wins on this seem to come with black. You see now I'm going to lose the bishop pair, that's the problem. I'll have an open H file. We'll probably take, yep, immediately. Because I can't see this open H file providing any compensation for double pawns because, and losing the bishop pair because his bishop's always going to protect H7 and I'm probably going to have to castle shot anyway. What's this? Oh, he's trying to undermine C5, but don't it lose the centre pawn in return for a wing pawn? And his king's still in the centre, but then again, so is mine. If knight takes, then knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. I don't know what to continue with, but it seems to be the best moves must be to take it. But what with? I think I should try and keep the knight on the board. So he's took with bishop as expected. Now I'm starting to think this position is like strategically lost, if you know what I mean. Well, let's get rid of black's bishop pair first anyway, and then get rid of his bishop that's protecting h7. And also if he takes on d3, I'm already threatening rook takes h7. So we'll probably play bishop g6. But then I can get rid of his bishop pair, but my pawn structure is terrible. I mean, this is strategically lost, like I said. It's just need to win it tactically. Always done it. Sure this isn't good this, because he's developed my queen, so maybe I can castle long in one move, and I've got all this pressure on h7 with knight g5 perhaps next. Some top class hacking. But knight g5 can be met by knight takes e5 because he's on my queen. So I should just castle long. It's not often that I actually castle long against a Slav. I castle long against a lot of things, but not usually Slav. Should look at knight takes d5. That's just too crazy. I've stopped unsound hacking. The problem is now he's on my e5 pawn twice, and to be honest, I can't defend it again. So I've gone from all these amazing wins to losing against a 1380 as white, because I'm terrible as white. But my last couple of wins against high rated have both been as white. I need to do something. This is just going to be a loss. This e4 just opening up. Okay, if f2 is dropping. It's time for a hack attack. Before I lose this. At least if he takes on e4 after queen takes, I'm protecting my pawn then at least. So it might not be as crazy as it looks. He can't go d4 because I've got too many pieces on it. If he takes on f2, then I can take on d5 and open loads of lines up towards his uncastled king. If he ignores it, then I'm threatening to take on d5. So this is quite promising, this pawn sack. Maybe even a double pawn sack. If pawn takes e4, queen takes e4, bishop takes f2, maybe rook e1 strong. It's got him thinking anyway. The one thing I've not anticipated is potential checks on the diagonal. Right, he's stuck on so I've got to take. And now is it rook e1 perhaps, or no, I can just take on d5, can't I? Open the e file up, and so now his king's in a bit of dire straits. I'm already threatening to win his queen with a rook coming to e file. And if his castles, maybe I can take on c6. His castle long, but he's pinning my pawn, which is a bit annoying. I didn't quite see. I can attack his queen now with a gain of tempo, bringing the rook to the e file. You know, I can play f4. Sacrifice. No, it's not sacrifice, is it? In fact, f4, yeah. Because now he's not threatening to take an f2. Good spot there. But I have a feeling this is still a lot better for black. This bishop against a knight in open position. Better pawn structure. My 9 pin on d file. But black's queen side's a bit weakened. You don't often get both sides castling along in this line. That's probably the best square for queen. Or if I know it's not actually, because I can go to knight e4. Which looks quite good for me. Hitting his queen. And also hitting his bishop, so he's probably going to play queen e7. Knight takes c5, queen takes c5 looks quite good. But is there better? That's the question. Knight g5 perhaps. Then he moves his queen somewhere to protect I don't see what's good about that. Maybe d6. In fact, d6 looks quite good. I'm going to go for that. And keep the threat of discoveries hanging over him. So if I just take on c5, I'll get rid of that bishop. I want to keep like discovery threats hanging over him. Because the threat is stronger than the execution, my friend. Pass pawns must be pushed. What is now a pass pawn? It's also an IQP as well. Isolated pawns must be pushed. Made into strengths or got rid of or turned into queens if they reach the 8th rank. And now he's going to move his queen somewhere. Or in fact, as I've only just realised his second, he's actually losing a piece. I actually won a piece for that brilliant move, because in fact his queen cannot go anywhere to protect his bishop, and I didn't realise I was winning a piece. Well, he has to take it. Now I take with check, which also wins his queen. Except my queen's on pre, but no, I'll take his queen, he takes my queen, and I just take his rook. And then we're rook up in an endgame. So we can therefore resign, but we know he's low rated, so he'll make me play until checkmate. But I'd resign. Yeah, he's resigned. That's a good interesting game now anyway. If you thought it was going to cause an upset then for a second, just have a quick look through it. Starts off quite badly, because I don't know this line that well enough. If someone could put in the comments box like any tips on the Chebarenko Slav, like how to play against it, that'd be much appreciated. See, it's like teacher lost this. Look at that terrible pawn structure. Get a bit of dynamism going, but interesting stuff here. But castle's long out of it. And then this move just seems to win the game though. Force win. Queen e7 and d6, and then losing a piece. And then he resigns, and he's going to be a rook but behind in it. Although he's got the better pawn structure, that doesn't quite provide enough compensation for being a rook behind in an endgame. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one, and please leave any comments and thoughts. Thanks very much.